stupid.
Laugh.
That's gonna make me mad. It's so stupid. It's making me mad. All right. Stop. I hate that he's tickling me and laughing. Look at him.
Bass.
Yo, we are back. Hold up. I gotta start with my song. Let me see. I could feel like 80 racks in my Marys. Me and Amanda back to back is getting scary. I told you I am never running out of We Are Back songs. We are back, episode 15 of This Functional Family. It's your boy Dashawn here with my lovely wife. Want to tell them your name?
They know me. Y'all know me.
We're back with episode 15. Listen. We thank you for all of your support. We want to start this episode off definitely sending a shout out to all of our subscribers, all of our Patreon donors. We thank you. Special shout out to, we're going to highlight and spotlight one of our Patreon donors today, our brother Christopher Elliott. Shout out to you. If you don't know, he has his own podcast called Free Lunch. Free is spelled Frii. Him and I don't think his wife is on that. It's his podcast, but he's doing great work. So thank you for your donations to our podcast. And you are our Patreon spotlighted patron, family member, whatever you want. These sound effects are crazy. But yeah, to everybody else, please like, share, subscribe. If you're listening on audio platforms, please love it, save it, download it. And tell your friends about us at Dysfunctional Family. How was that intro? You like that?
It was lengthy, but thank you. Yeah, so be back at it.
I'll learn to be more succinct. Sorry about that.
I don't apologize to me. You apologize to them.
Listen, tell them what we scoffing about today.
Today, episode 15, we are scoffing about raising digital children or raising children in a digital age.
Digital babies. That's what they are.
Digital baby. Okay.
They're real babies. They came out the womb, but they're digital babies.
Trust me, they came out. But
she would know.
You would know. You were there.
I was there.
But yeah, So, a couple months ago, there was this thing. I think it was on TikTok. I'm not a big TikTok user, but there was these. I guess
it was on TikTok and Instagram. I think. Yeah. It was a trend on both, yeah.
Can't keep up with these kids. But there was a trend.
You sound so old.
There was a trend, going viral, and people were, I don't know if it was a challenge or whatever, but pretty much you're supposed to ask young ones in your family, be it your children or cousins, godchildren, whatever. Yeah. Ask the babies about, put their hand up to your face and pretend that you're on a phone. And most children were just palming the side of their face. And it was just funny. It was hilarious because nobody was acting like they were on, just a regular, what is it, a landline? But nobody was pretending that they were on the landline. Everybody was just on a cell phone. It's y'all don't know how to hang up.
I think what made it funny is that if you asked us, we would immediately go, oh, pretend you're on the phone. Yeah. We would go like this. And then if you ask our children, it was pretend you're on the phone. They were flat-handed because that's what
actually. So Zara, we did the test on our kids, and Zara, palmed the side of her face. Yaya, she went like this, and then she somehow turned into. She's
an old soul, so
yeah, she's not. We don't have a landline, so she's not really familiar with it. She's seen it at great grandparents' house or a grandparent's house, but on her day-to-day regular life, she doesn't really see
landlines.
Landlines. So it was just funny that Zara is just palming her face, but Yaya's I don't really know. Yeah. So that got us to thinking just about where the world is headed, how we're raising our children, just the times that we're living in, and we're young, we're 32, but
first of all, First of all, I didn't ask you to tell everybody my age.
They know how old we are. Y'all know how old we are.
You asking like somebody's going to answer you right now.
They know though. They know.
I didn't ask for my age to be disclosed, but it's fine.
Anyway, it got us to thinking about just how we're raising our children, because they're 5 and 6, and times have changed. I think every generation cycled at 20 years. So the times are changing, and I can remember. We've mentioned this on a previous episode. Like, we can remember life before the internet and AOL dial-up and social media and, just technology on a broad spectrum. But now our children, they were born into it. There is no life before, whether they had it as a baby watching YouTube videos or whatever. There is no life without technology to them and for them. And it's just like, it's unavoidable. And for us, like, we used to have to go outside and not come back in until the street lights came on. Or, we just found creative ways to be children. And for them, it's not our children specifically, but, it has happened where they might get frustrated if you tell them, oh no, you can't have your tablet right now, or no TV, go play with your toys. Like, but I want to watch. And it's like, no, be a child. You have toys, explore, learn what the world is like around you. And man,
you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking about, I was listening to, I think it was a sermon actually. It was like TD Jakes. I don't know how. It was like on YouTube or something. But one of the things he said though, because I actually want to push back a little bit when you say like about being creative. One of the things he said was, one of the hardest things to do as a parent is to raise your child for the world that they will grow up in.
I
we usually raise our children for the world we grew up in. Mm-hmm. And one of the hardest things is to project how you can raise your child for the world they'll grow up in. And I think we actually have to lean into that conversation of transference of that creativity to us, and I get what you're saying in terms of like, we were able to go outside, play with friends, have more of a social life. I think we have to like shift, especially as mom and dad, we have to shift our mindset to what does social life look like now? Because to our children, being social is literally jumping in on a conversation on Discord, on a server on Discord.
I don't even know what Discord is.
Oh, please don't say that.
No, I listen, right. I'm not ashamed.
We'll talk about it in the car. We'll talk about it in the car. I
don't know.
But I think our mindsets have to change in terms of where the world is headed so that we can make our children or raise our children. I can't say make because they're their own people, right? But we want to rear them towards a world that they can be competitive in.
Absolutely.
And not just like in the job market, but they actually like won't be like left behind with what's happening in their society. And sometimes social life looks like jumping in on a Roblox game and or jumping in on Call of Duty and literally having your headpiece on and talking to your friends while y'all are on a mission. Or it might look like young boys that play 2K and doing it in like my park mode and yo, bro, I'm getting on at 6 and you can talk to your friends. Like that's social life to them. And I get that, like, I think there are other impacts, right?
Absolutely.
Such as diet and health and well-being.
And exercise.
Yeah, right.
Blood flow. And just, so I'm not saying like I'm against it. I just feel like we got to find a way to balance both because it's unavoidable.
Yeah. I agree with the balance. I think though, when we say balance, I still don't know if the percentage should be equitable. Like I know it's hard.
Like, it breaks my heart because it's like I know that we cannot stop the trajectory of just where society and life as a whole, like where it's headed. I know that we can't avoid it, and like we adapt. You know what I'm saying? The way, who would have thought that Facebook and Instagram would be as big as it was in 2012 or 2009 or whatever? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm sure many people didn't imagine it to be as big as it is, and I'm sure in the next 10, maybe even 5 years, we'll look back and it'll be, we can't envision it, but I don't know.
Here's what I mean by equity though. I think that when we say balance, I don't know if it can be as equitable because in order for them to really embrace what's happening with their generation, they have to give a little bit more of an investment of their time into things that involve screens, that involve, something virtual, right? Like even look at now, right? Let's take something like an NFT, right? For those that don't know what an NFT, it's like a non-fungible token is what NFT stands for. And I'm not about to give a lesson on what NFTs are because that's not what this pod episode is about. But essentially it's like digital art that you can purchase, right? And for some people, it's like, why would I want a digital art? I could just screenshot it and all this other stuff. It's like, actually, you can't because there's like codes that verify the authenticity of the artwork. But that's neither here nor there. My point is, it's not that far-fetched.
It's not.
Think of this. When's the last time our children have had a physical copy of a picture they took of themselves? Like,
I don't want to do this episode anymore.
Most of their art, but for real, most of their photography and their art has been digital.
It's on our phones. Like, Mommy, can you show me? We just did this the other day. So I was like, Mommy, could you show me when I was a baby? And
exactly.
I'm like scrolling through my Google Photos, going through my timeline, but it's
the art.
Now I have to get a photo album.
But the art is digital though. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Through clouds and Google Drives and things like that. All of it is digital. So it's not that far-fetched for us to store, because we also have to think about this. The world is moving into this space of like without being too repetitive, economy of space, right? So even in the virtual world, companies like Microsoft, companies like Apple are creating these glasses, these virtual Oculus glasses that eventually are going to be so in tune with our phones that the physical capital of a phone is not going to be as necessary, right? Because I'm going to be able to dial up with the glass, like
pull a screen up in front of my face.
They're going to have speakers and things like that. So it's going to be like, I can literally just tap in. Yo, bro, where you at? You going to be at such and such? All right, cool. And I don't have the physical capital of the phone in my hand. Right. So that's what's happening with our digital art. That's what's happening with pictures. That's what's happening with. So even like virtual reality, what we have to think about is how are we going to prepare our children to work in those spaces? Because our parents prepared us to have like trades, which I don't think should ever go away. We're going to need plumbers. We're going to need, electricians, but even things like mechanics.
Yeah. You got
give it about 75 years, maybe 50.
Yeah.
They may not even be as necessary unless they know how to work with the computer of a car.
Because when I worked at a car dealership, in order for you to figure out what was wrong with your car, you had to hook it up to a machine to run a diagnostic, and then they decide what's wrong. So it's not even like a mechanic going under the hood or sliding under the actual car to figure out, what's wrong. It's like the computer is diagnosing the issue.
Exactly.
And, oh my gosh.
And as frustrating as it is, I mean, let's keep it real. There's a lot of money in that space, right? There's a lot of money in Silicon Valley, and it's not all about the capitalism side of it, but you also don't want your kids growing up broke without, means to live and maximize all that they can in this life economically, right? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna be real. And we said this, I think I said this in a previous episode, but something like what a university looks like.
Yeah.
Like what, like the physical capital of a building is not, I hate to say it because listen, you have a master's from a leading institution in this country from NYU and I'm currently at Princeton getting a master's. So like I get, we are learning buffs and we are education buffs. I like hard copy records and music and I like hardcover books, right?
I don't do the nooks and all of that other.
but I'm not going to lie. The direction the world is going, universities are not going to be necessities like it has been preached to us.
Yeah,
and
you got to get a college degree to get a decent living. And
listen, it's not going to be a necessity because the new university is going to be on YouTube. The new university is going to be people selling their ebook.
Yeah,
the new university is going to be like forums and virtual spaces.
I do think to a certain degree though, like it depends because if I'm selling an ebook, what kind of experience or accreditation do I have that that you would want to buy this book to get this information for me? So I think that it's not like a blanket statement. I agree, but I don't know if we've ever had this much like disagreement on an episode. I'm gonna be honest. Usually we're on the same page. I agree, but here's my pushback on that. A lot of time in this social media age,
where your resume is your profile.
Yeah, but for me, like if I need a therapist for, you know, some trauma that happened to me as a child, and you tell me that you offer, you know, therapy, or you have this 5-course therapy session or whatever, come and I can help you overcome your trauma. Do you have a degree in psychology or social work, or like what do you?
I'm not negating that, but I just don't think people are doing that much investigating about that space. I think that the most part, what's happening is people are using someone's Instagram profile or recommendation they got through a DM on Facebook like to determine if somebody's qualified for whatever service. That service could be mental health, which still is moving into more of a virtual space. When I was working, you know, I'm working in a school, and listen, we were connecting kids during the pandemic. We were connecting kids to therapists that never met them in person, straight up virtual, right? So we do have to think about how we as parents lean into this conversation that even if our kids want to be therapists, how do they develop a practice that involves some type of computerized or more technologically advanced way of connecting people to you? Yeah. Right? Like Zara wants to be a chef. She loves cooking. She wants to be a baker. She loves, you know, working with food and stuff like that. How is she? Okay, I might have a client that can pay me X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to, you know, cook for them for this private event. But when the money's low, how do I continue to make money? Yeah. And the reality is she might have to do a virtual cookbook that people can download a link, right? All of these like technological advancements that is like centering the world into this one virtual space. Now, let's pivot a little bit, because I do think there is some, to your point of balance, I think there is some downfall, right? There are some of us, adults and children, that literally can't have a conversation with the person in the room because we're so used to being in our technology.
So used to texting and shorthanding stuff and LOL that laughing is awkward. Like laughing in person is awkward because I'm LOL, but I'm not even smiling when I send you the LOL or the GIF or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I could say with crying face emoji, but my face is not changing at all.
I feel attacked because I'm mad guilty of that. I'll be like, crying face emoji. With the straight face is crazy. LOL. Yo, I feel like you're attacking me right now. I know. I mean, in my mind, in my virtual,
no, your virtual mind,
my VR mind, my virtual reality, the me that I am is
inner you is laughing.
The inner me is laughing. But yeah, I think as parents though, and this is really what the brunt of this podcast is about, is doing our best to inform parents with what works for us, what's not working for us, what's helping us as a couple, what's not, working for us as a couple. And I think you do a great job, and I don't know if you want to speak to it, but you do a great job of ensuring that there's like cap times and that the girls are still remaining in touch with nature. So if they're on their screens or their tablets too long, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as conscious of it. You kind of have these like internal clocks that I don't know. It's like, oh, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. I'm like, I thought they just got on it.
I'm like, turn the TV off.
Turn the screens off.
How much time is left on this episode? Finish this episode, go turn it off, go in your playroom, go play with the toys you asked for. Yeah. Okay, y'all. Christmas and I think I just had this conversation maybe yesterday. Your name was like, I'm bored. I just want my tablet. And I'm like, Christmas was less than a month ago. What do you mean you're bored?
You got mad stuff. Like you got 40,000 toys that you could be playing with, like, and you want your tablet. But that's what's happened. Like things are getting shrunk. Like the things they could do on their tablet. The things they can do on their tablet is like collections of all this other stuff. So for instance, they have they like to do hair and makeup. They have mannequin heads and stuff like that, like physical mannequin heads that we've bought them, that we got them, that they can work on hair. But they also have these apps on their tablets where they're designing. Zara's designing full out outfits. She's and baking. Nail polish, right. And like, even though they're not getting the hard skill, they are understanding some process of it.
They're still getting the practice to like see like this virtual wardrobe and this virtual kitchen.
Yeah.
I guess,
listen, Yaya wrote a to-do book for class the other week.
She said, Mommy, did you know I have a published book? I'm like, no, you don't. She said, yes, my teacher published my book.
And it was a to-do book. It's like, how do you make something? And it was literally something that she hadn't made with her hands, but she has apps that she says, so I use this milk, this much eggs, this much this much sugar, this much, and I baked the cake. And I was like, wait, you didn't, but you did. But you didn't bake it, but the information I could actually transfer and make this cake.
Yeah.
You know, so it's tough.
It feels really, really sticky. And we can't limit though is that the reason we have the thought leaders in technology today that we do have, it can be attributed back to something in their past, something in their history where they had the freedom to explore, to experiment, to figure out, right? And I think we never want to minimize the value of some of these virtual social spaces, because at the end of the day, most of us are connecting virtually anyway. Most of the friends I'm talking to, it's happening on an app. It's happening in a DM. Yeah. It's happening through a shared post. It's happening on a comment. I can hear my family's voice when they comment on a picture and they say, yo, bro, this looks like such and such. I can hear my brother saying, I can hear my sister saying it. Our communication is like 97% virtual, even as adults. So now it's time to really lean into it, continue to, create your balance like you asked for, continue to make your balance and stuff like that. But we can't, I guess my message is to parents, I hear a lot of parents that like stuck in the old school. We can't run away from it. We can't.
Because then we cripple our children's ability to impact the future and be our next thought leaders, to be our next innovators, to be our next owners and entrepreneurs. They gotta be involved in this metaverse to an extent.
And I mean, we don't want to ramble on or go in circles, but for me, it's just like, again, we can imagine life before this. So like, we know the benefits of not having technology, and we also see the good and bad of having technology. And for me personally, like some of the fears that I have is I don't know, like I'm preparing my children for a world that I don't know. You know what I mean? I think that's where my fear was like, let me keep you safe here because I don't know what the future is going to be like. I know, I know I have to lean into it. I know I have to kind of, equip them and, here, try typing on my computer, get used to the QWERTY keyboard, explore it. And, they know how to go on YouTube. They know how to navigate.
Easy.
They know how to navigate.
For years now. They're 6 and 5. They've known for years.
I hate for years.
Like 3. Seriously, and not exaggerating.
Yeah, like they know how to like navigate it. But for me, it's, I guess my fear is just launching them into something or allowing them into this space that I don't really have the control over because I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I just don't know. And listen, I don't know this. I feel like this is about to turn into a therapy session for us as a couple. I would say I affirm those feelings. But I think there's nothing that we train them for that we know. Yeah. If we mold them for how to find a good partner that they're going to have in life, we don't know that person is going to be what they are cracked up to be at the start of the relationship. Yeah. They could turn into a monster. We watch enough Tyler Perry, Madea movies. It always starts off good. They could turn into a doggone monster. You know what I mean? And that's not virtual. And we don't know that. Yeah. We're sending them off to school. Maybe we might give them money, some of the investment money, some money from, their accounts to say, go start your business. We don't know that any of that is going to be successful. So I think anything about life is walking into the unknown. And I think when it comes to some of the metaverse technology and virtual reality, what's important for us is to make sure in our home, love still abides with people connection. Yeah. Yeah. And I think if we can continue to make love abide with people connection, letting them know that they're great, letting them know that they're amazing, helping them when they make mistakes,
letting them see healthy communication between us, what's going to happen is even as they ingratiate and get engulfed by this virtual reality, they're going to be the next generation's innovators for how to make that virtual reality still connect to real people.
I guess.
Oh, quote me on that. I wish I'd drop a bomb, man. All right. I'm happy to be on this journey with you.
Yeah, likewise.
Virtually and really.
I don't like and really.
Y'all know how we end every episode, though.
Know what time of the year?
You know what we got to do.
You know what we got to do. Let's do it.
We are moving into our this or that for this episode. And we got some questions about the virtual world, about virtual reality, about all that good stuff. But can I drop a quick nugget real quick, just for the parents?
Yes.
For the couples?
Yes.
Listen, don't run away from like learning about this stuff yourself, doing research about NFTs, doing research about where to invest your money. A lot of our money for investment purposes should be going into some of the tech space, some of these major companies that are, starting to make a lot of innovation. I'm no advisor, I'm no financial advisor. Let me throw that disclaimer out there. But let me just say our money should be going into some of the tech space because that's really where the world is moving. But we could talk about that. Hit us on the DM. Sign up for our Patreon. I'll give you some more. Sign up for our Patreon. I'll give you some more game on where we should be putting our money. All right, cool. Here we go. You ready for this or that?
I'm ready.
Let's get it. Who's doing the first question? You. Let's get it. What's the first question?
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
Coming out the gate swinging.
You might need to do all of them because I don't remember none of them. Go ahead.
iPhone or Galaxy or Samsung, kind of. iPhone or Android, really?
Like the operating system?
Is it the system or the phone?
The phone? All right, let's go.
All right.
I know some people listen like, this is obvious. But it's not that obvious. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
What you said?
I got iPhone.
I got Samsung. Listen. Samsung,
I'm not mad at you.
Samsung till the death of me.
Don't say that.
Not till the death of me.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. And I know a lot of people, I was like, what? How you with somebody that got an Android?
Why you with somebody that?
No, people are like, no, I've seen, you think I'm joking. I've seen tweets where people are like, I could never date someone with an Android. And I'm like,
therapy. It's a phone. It is a phone.
Ooh.
You need therapy. I'm sorry. I take it personal because I've never had an iPhone, and for the foreseeable future, I don't plan on getting an iPhone.
And I respect it. I'm not mad at you because I think listen, as a person that has an iPhone, there are things that your phone can do that mine can't. So yeah, I have to say it. There are things that my phone can do. And here's what I tell people, that what the iPhone has done, they've done a better job of creating a community, which is why more people like it. The way we can share the ecosystem of our different physical items, like the laptop, the Mac. I mean the laptop, the Mac, the laptop, the what do you call that thing? The tablet, the iPad. That's what I was trying to get. And the phone, the ecosystem. And then when we're sharing with our community, the way we can share stuff is a lot simpler and easier. So it's the community, not so much the technology. But I don't want to get into that argument. I'm not mad at you for choosing Android. Here we go.
I need to defend myself.
You don't need to. What's the next question? All right, here we go. Desktop or laptop? This is pretty simple for me. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Laptop.
Yeah, laptop for me. I don't think I need to go through why. I just think you can take it places.
And there's all these virtual, not virtual.
It's pretty. It goes on your lap. It's a computer for your lap. It's
convenient.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
Last one. They won't exist for much longer though, but I ain't gonna get into that. Laptops won't be here for much longer. Quote me on this day that you watch this episode that Dashawn Redeemed Robinson said.
Laptops are going extinct.
Laptops will be extinct in maybe a couple decades.
What's going to replace it?
Spatial laptops.
Just
yeah, from the screen. Yes, from the screen. You'll be able to send stuff to printers and everything. Yep. This is just my projection. I don't have no inside scoop. So don't, coming for me like, yo, who you talking to? Like, nah. I don't have an inside scoop. This is just me talking. All right, let's go. Last question.
Memes or GIFs?
Whoa. Is it, you say GIFs?
I say GIFs.
I think I say GIFs. Is it GIFs or is it, I think it's GIFs.
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 It's GIFs.
GIFs.
GIFs. Memes
GIFs.
or good GIFs? Good GIFs.
They're just GIFs.
GIFs.
Yo, y'all let us know in the comments.
They can't pronounce it. Oh, well, is it, do you pronounce it with a J or a G? Is it J?
I think they're GIFs.
GIF or G?
I think they're GIFs. But we'll look it up after the show. Here we go.
Do y'all pronounce it phonetically or no?
Yeah.
I don't.
Here we go. Let's get it. Wow. Memes or GIFs?
This is hard.
This is tough.
I'm going to go. Oh, gosh.
Here we go. 3,
Can
2,
I say? No, I can't say both.
1.
This is tough. All right.
Reveal.
I said memes.
I got memes too.
This was tough for me because. Yeah.
GIFs are funny.
They're fun.
They're fun and they're funny. Memes are too. I just think memes because I don't know. I think maybe they're older. I'm trying to hold
place in your heart because of the Jocelyn.
I think I'm trying to hold on to the old school. Yeah, because GIFs are like an advance. GIFs are like an advanced meme because they have motion and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go with memes.
Yeah, me too. Meme too.
That was terrible. That was terrible. Terrible. All right, y'all. We are out of here.
Yeah.
That will conclude episode 15 of This Functional Family. Please make sure y'all hit us up. Sign up for our Patreon. All the links are in the description below. If you're listening on all audio platforms, you can go to patreon.com/dysfunctional family and you'll find us. All right.
Wait.
What, you got a shout out?
Yeah, Frida.
Oh, Frida Soul's Clothing, man. Stop playing. I'm sorry.
FridaSoulsClothing.com.
Yeah, we run that business together. You know what I'm saying? This is the Love Worldwide hoodie.
This is 1/4 of the Galatians 6 and 9 collection in due season. Well, half of the collection is available now in due season and Be Not Wary. So, yeah. Fire hoodies. And a bunch of other fire stuff.
FridaSoulsClothing.com. Listen, yo, parents, don't be scared of the technology, but make sure you keep a pulse on the humanity. We out.
Peace.